Sure, yeah,
introduce
we'll go
themselves.
around the table and introduce everybody in case we don't know each other.
I'm Tom Pensek, and if someone doesn't know, I'm, I guess, the chair of the committee, and then we'll go from left here first.
Okay, I'm Nancy Baker.
Okay,
John West,
Barbara Carey. Susan Wolf.
Marv Howard.
Cookie Finch.
okay.
John Haggerty, and we've got Chris, and we've
And
got
Roger.
Roger on the
Yeah.
phone.
Mhm. Okay.
And John, it was very difficult to hear those names of those people.
Was it? Oh.
Yes,
okay.
extremely difficult. When we did the board workshop last week, I could hear everybody very well. Today, I can barely hear them.
All right, well, we're working with a little something different thing, so
How about now? Can you hear
Can
us
you hear
now?
John? John, say something.
No, can you hear?
Yeah, we can hear John. We were having a little trouble hearing other people.
Okay.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Can you hear, did you hear that?
Yes,
Okay,
Barbara Carey. You hear that?
that's better. Yes.
that's furthest one, so I think we're okay now. Okay,
It was the laptops.
yeah, okay. All right, so I guess we'll call the order. And then we got confirmation of proper notice, John.
we're posted according to statutory requirements. Yes.
We still did the roll call already, so I guess we can jump over that. And then approval of the minutes from October 11th, 2021.
Oh,
Should have been submitted to everybody via email.
I didn't get it.
Well, that's a copy that, yeah, you got a copy now. No,
No.
you take a look at my copy.
That's
if you want.
okay. That's all right.
Yeah.
Do we have them? Okay, no, okay,
No,
so,
they weren't in there.
okay.
No, I didn't put him in the stuff because I sent them to everybody. So-
Okay.
Sorry about it, not you.
It's okay. You didn't know.
Yeah, okay, all right.
You didn't know it was gonna.
Okay, so any questions or changes or whatever?
This was the final meeting on October 11th, where all we did was
Make two
prove the
recom-
work that was done before.
We made the two recommendations, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Motion to approve from somebody, please.
Have a motion to approve the minutes from October 11th of last year.
Sue.
I'll second it.
All right, John West, second.
Oh, I gotta,
All in favor, Jen? All in favor?
Aye.
all right,
All right. Okay. Anybody opposed? Okay, motion passed unanimously. Maggie. Hello, Robert.
Maggie says I'm half welcome.
Yes, no, you're on the committee. Here's some details. Maggie,
okay,
He's on the phone.
okay, so is everyone,
I want to get Roger something that, Roger, we got the 6-month figures that everybody's gonna look at here.
Okay,
did he
You
have
don't
it from
have it.
last,
Yeah, can you,
did he have it from last meeting with the?
yeah, you had it from the board, so it's the
You
same
should
thing.
have it, I
Yeah.
think, right?
I was
Roger,
gonna have
Oh.
Maggie
Oh.
send you this copy of the financial statement, but you already have it in your manager's pack.
in the manager's packet. Okay.
Okay, so we don't need to. Thank you, Maggie.
all right, okay, so, so I guess we go to the second page on the first one is just the budget balance sheet, and I guess I'm not sure if there's any questions there.
Always the balance sheet, all balances.
Yeah, balances.
It always should balance, just a matter of what you put in there, right?
Well, we should talk just a second about, the reason I included it was the operating funds have 523,135.07, quite more than normal. And that's about $213,000 of the special assessment fees.
Yeah, because the way I understand with the special assessment, half of it went for this year's insurance and the other half's going for next year's insurance. Is that correct? Right?
It's every
That-
3 months.
21 pages. I'm not going to print
No,
it
no,
out.
we pay annually because it saves us money because, you know, if you pay quarterly, if they charge you the service fees. So,
No, we don't charge a fee.
well, but they do on individuals, don't they? Or no?
No.
Okay.
Well, the
Well,
board set it up for 4 payments.
oh, okay, the board set up,
Yeah,
okay. all right,
But
so,
what happened was, if everybody paid a quarterly fee, we would have received $97,000. For the first quarter, we received $213,000. So many people paid in full.
We like those pieces.
Yes.
I have a question on the balance sheet.
Yeah,
Okay, fixed assets of $30,000.
That's the truck and some tools.
How much is in that?
No.
Just only, that's a very tiny part of 2.4 million.
Yes, very, very, very,
Thank you.
yes.
Could, whoever was speaking, could they speak up a little more?
Yeah, that's Bob Dell came in and
He's a
he's
bad guy.
sitting in the corner like every
way in the
bad
back,
person
yeah.
should be.
If you like, I'll come closer, but then you won't like me as well.
Did you hear that there, Chris? Did you hear
Yeah.
that?
Yes, we heard that.
I'm
Okay.
full of sarcasm.
Okay,
So that's the only note on there that,
okay. All right, so then we go to the second page. Just want to, I guess we should be explanatory in a lot of this stuff here, okay. The budget item, which is the third column there, that's what it should be for 6 months. What we spent, okay, that third thing with the title budget, that's what we budgeted in for the first 6 months.
Question about that.
Yeah,
Is the budget done monthly seasonally or is it just straight line?
straight line.
straight line. Okay. So anyways, like I said,
That's
so,
state required, cash. It's not a true.
all right, so,
Oh, can I just
Yeah.
interject on that? Why, I sort of see what his point is, because when you go into the variances,
Yeah.
some of them you're saying the reason is timing difference.
Right.
Yeah.
So like on things like utilities and whatnot,
Yeah.
they can be seasonal.
right, yeah.
So
Mhm, yeah,
if you budget seasonally, all you have to do is get like a spread
Yeah.
percentage of the whole year, how much is in each month, and you budget that way. You're not necessarily showing up timing differences as reasons as you progress through the year.
Goodbye.
all right,
I'm just throwing that out there.
In my opinion, accrual is always better if you know how to do accrual.
No, it's not accrual. It's not, this is not accrual
It's
versus
cash
cash.
as it is.
Right.
Sometimes if you change to accrual, it works better.
And the expenditures are cash, but the budget is.
You have receivables
Well,
and
technically,
payables that aren't in cash.
It's two separate things.
yeah.
One is how you budget the year,
Mhm.
which is you're budgeting a cash basis.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the second thing. Are you doing it on a cash basis or accrual? The rest is just a timing difference. So let's say you estimate $100 to be spent in utilities for the whole year. How are you gonna budget each month is the question. You're gonna straight line it or skew it based on how it's seasonally?
Mine is never accurate because you use more electricity in the summer, even though electricity is not on this one. And
Yeah,
there's
well,
all kinds of things that are seasonal.
There is some electricity
This
on here.
format has been used by this association since 1989, since 1979. If we want to change it, fine.
No, I don't want to change it. I'm just pointing out that sometimes straight line is better, sometimes.
Just
accrual
wanna
is better,
understand.
sometimes-
Well, but
No
yeah,
accrual. Okay, so let me explain now cash versus accrual. One is, the first one I thought was your question was how are you budgeting each month? Is it straight line across the year or
Right, I
is it
understand that.
seasonal?
That's what I was
Cash,
asking.
cash versus accrual. I did some looking into this. So the books or the software system is kept on a cash basis because Florida statutes require a monthly cash and expense and revenue report on a cash basis. So for when they go to do the CPAs go to do the annual audit, they convert this at that meeting. They convert this to an accrual basis because under audit rules, you're required to be on an accrual basis.
Right.
But
That's
but
nothing
the
new though.
software system that you operate throughout the year is a cash basis.
Yeah, so that's nothing. And an accrual would be obviously, not necessarily expenses, it would be anticipated and things of that nature.
Correct.
Yeah. So, all right, so we're not going to change formats necessarily.
Not a form, you don't want to change your accrual.
I don't understand.
Okay,
It
but
sounds
I
like-
thought the question was.
I was just trying to get a clarification.
Yeah.
That's really all. I understand it exactly.
Morphed into something.
I think a
longer
year
than it
ago,
should.
I asked this question as well, that when you see reasons for timing differences, I'm not referring to
Yeah.
cash versus accrual, I'm referring to how do you,
Budgeting.
how do you,
Budget. How you
the
do the
budget
budget.
difference.
Yeah, well, the budget is for, 12 months.
We don't budget.
Yeah,
on
and
monthly
just-
basis that I know
And
of.
just the report comes out on a monthly basis. some associations only get quarterly basis, and reporting, believe it or not. But I think that you don't, you wouldn't be nearly up to date as much if we went to a quarterly, thing. But that's why we have the notes down below to tie into why it could be over and above.
Well, for my purposes, I would say it was in the light.
Good job, Mark. Brand new Mark.
But don't be afraid to ask a question.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so in essence, as you look at it, I mean, that granted, there's gonna be some timing differences, like supposedly, I think the big expense we have in utilities is the water, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, water, because trash pickup is the same. Well, utilities would be water, sewer, because sewer is a function of water, basically 2.5 times what
Right,
the water
yeah.
fee is.
Mhm.
And the other one would be the seasonal use of gas, which is, goes from about $6,000 in the high season down to about $600 this time of year. So utilities, even though it's running over budget, it's in 6 months to 6,800, we will be below budget before the end of the year. So that's the good news.
And just to
Still
clarify,
saving on water and
just
everything
to
else.
clarify, the variance, if it's positive, that's means you're over budget. And if it's negative, you mean you're under budget, right, John?
Yeah.
Okay, at least according to that, so this one.
John, well, then one other question. I assume that if you see variances here that are gonna play out differently than the annual, you'll tell us.
Yes.
Right, yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
and you can say that, like I said, we anticipate the utilities by the end of the year to be even or below budget. But the administration, which includes the insurance, will probably be double what that figure is because the insurance has been up over there. So some will stay same, some will,
So that's
some
what
will
people
modify.
$50,000.
Can I ask you a question related to the security, because I think that's a monthly bill, isn't it?
Yes, it's a monthly billing. Yeah, when I saw that come in this month, I haven't had a chance to review it yet, but I will.
Yeah, because like I said,
It's higher than I thought it should be.
Yeah, because the
But,
security,
no,
because,
let me say what happened. We had a lightning strike and we had to buy a new unit in here, and that's what's
Oh.
impacted.
okay, all right,
We're getting a lot of background noise.
yeah, someone. Yeah.
Someone needs to be muted on Zoom.
Air conditioner maybe.
No,
No.
no, it's like voices.
Sorry, it's
There was somebody outside.
yeah, it's me. I think I wasn't on mute.
Okay,
Ah,
okay, all right, okay,
Yeah, speaking, we were speaking of security.
yeah,
The interesting thing was when we had the lightning strike, we went ahead and put the system on from Florida Power and Light that charged us $40-some a month, and they quote unquote said they protected
yes,
our electronics.
yeah,
We had another lightning strike that took out additional equipment. We filed a claim, and it turns out it's not Florida Power and Light. It's a company that Florida Power and Light
contracts. with-
contracts with, and they said, oh no, we just do a better job of protecting, but we don't insure. So we
Well,
stopped that.
that's how I left. I just kept the finger in the mail for FP&L again about they wanted to sell you to defend that. I'm never gonna do that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that turned out not to be a good deal.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
A question in regards to security. It seems like every single month we are over budget there. Now, I'm not talking about so much this year, but all of last year, was that still part of the code?
All of last year was COVID related to extra hours. They're back to regular hours. This is only equipment due to lightning failure.
Good.
And unfortunately, there's another camera that went down the same way, so it'll be a little bit higher.
Is there any insurance at all in regards to our property?
Not with
insurance?
lightning strike.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Lightning strike, no.
How about flood?
Flood? Well, we're not flooded out at the camera level. If we were, we'd be all swimming.
Like,
No,
you be like
you get
animals
flood
too, like too.
insurance.
No, we did, no, there's no flood insurance required here
Right.
because of the height.
We're on a mountain.
Yeah,
We're
we-
26 feet above sea level.
I'd like to be on the Empire State Building, and thank you.
Yeah, yeah. We're at Mount Manatee here. We're the highest point in Manatee County.
So you're not worried about it, no one else is worried about it, so I won't worry about it.
Yeah, 'cause when
I'm always concerned about it, about flooding with the quote unquote 52-inch rain that a hurricane could bring.
Yeah.
But the the hurricanes we've had in the last few years haven't been above 14, 16 inches.
And you're weighing between the fact that our sea level or our height doesn't require it
Right,
versus how much is it gonna cost?
yeah.
We
Yeah.
did, well, for units, we did a check and it was $380,000 a year for buildings. So that's when we
Per-
decided not to.
For all the buildings? then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It wouldn't be expensive though if we had a big problem. But that is a lot. of
Well,
money
that's
for
why
you.
you're insured. I mean, that you almost look at self-insurance. I mean, first of all, we got 40 buildings. Are all gonna flood? No. So it would be individual because you have to buy flood insurance on the individual building.
Okay.
Yeah, well, now you do. But I wouldn't begin to challenge it, sir.
You're too nice.
So we know that the insurance is driving that. The info technology, and the reason it's an underage that the bills are just coming in for the year, as Chris knows, and the bill is basically for the service, for the email system and buildings is one of the few years in a long time we've been under budget because the major work that we're doing are reserve studies, and so we haven't had any big issues, nor do I anticipate them. So we could be in good shape for building expense. Security we talked about. Grounds, we will be doing projects later in the year, but I still anticipate this to be under, and we are running short employees now. We lost an employee, and it's amazing what we're getting done with the crew that we have right now because they're keeping pretty much up. Bear with us on trimming, but we lost little Jose who just disappeared in the night, and it's a shame because it's just a shame. The pool has had, and it's over because we had some issues with leaks. And you got to take care of those because it sucks water out. Utilities will be under budget. So we're, the budget for last year as other than insurance that hit us between the eyes, is
Yeah.
really a good budget.
The landing issue that we have where we're dealing with the second floor, is that included in the building's budget?
No, that's in the reserves
That's reserves.
because it's a long-term effort and it's maintaining a capital asset.
John, on the statement balance of cable contract signing funds is 8,000. Where is that kept? In the operating?
On the what now?
The balance of. the
Balance.
Oh,
cable
that's in the
contract.
operating. Yeah, when I give you a figure, like I do about the operating surplus,
Yes.
it's part of the operating surplus.
Okay,
So
so the fact that we're still saying that here.
Yeah, it's there.
where-
I mean, we don't have to book it anymore, but I mean, we've just been tracking it since the beginning because we were making payments out. We paid the consultant and we had other payments
You
to
mean
make.
non-budgeted
Yeah,
stuff that
yeah.
came up.
And then we paid for the cameras out of it. And so I was just doing a running balance.
I got you.
It's over a year old. We probably don't even need to do it anymore. But if somebody said, what happened to the $120,000 that we got? That's why it's there.
And it's still a lot of money left, so.
Yeah,
I'm
oh, yeah,
surprised how much we've got left.
yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, you'll have an operating surplus calculation next month when we book the special assessment, so we'll be able to break it out. But as you know, the special assessment was for, as Tom said, pay half of last year, pay the increase of next year, and to repay about $70,000 into the operating surplus.
And that will be listed among the administrative.
Yeah. Well, that'll be listed down like where it says operating fund surplus, we'll show that.
Okay.
Okay, and then there's, you'll show additional income, but it won't be additional income. It'll be special assessment income that is, and then it'll go to the insurance fund.
Will we be splitting that out in regards to the paper trail? Here's the money right here. This went to the insurance,
Yeah.
this went to the
Yeah,
reserve.
I'll have
Okay.
a breakout for you.
Because that's a question.
Because I've met with the bookkeeper and he wanted to wait till he saw all the monies coming in and then we'll do the application.
Will we be having a surplus with that?
I thought we were gonna have about a $4,000 or $5,000 surplus, and then we found out that the best bid we could get for the wind mitigation study is 4,100. So, but at least we have it. We don't have to hit the budget for other things. So the state requires a building valuation and a wind mitigation study done every 3 years. And they cost about 4,000 each.
Is that something that's going to be making a difference on the individual insurance plans?
No, it
or-
just helps the owners because of how they rate it, and we have the flat roofs and everything else.
I remember initially when I first moved here, whatever that was, I got a refund on the insurance. And
Yeah,
I wonder if that's something we need to go back to the.
Well, I think on my insurance, I think they asked me when I first moved here, and I think I got some sort of wind mitigation
Yes, exactly,
discount.
but it's not a
I
yearly
think.
thing.
You know, so,
That was just a couple of years ago. So that's 3 years.
2018,
Yeah.
we did the last
I
study.
had to give it to my insurance, I gave it to my
Right.
insurance, it was
Right.
required that I sign it.
really?
It was really weird, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bring mine over for you to sign. too.
It's like, I didn't do it.
All right, okay.
Can I just ask one more? Something came up, I attend these free Leland seminars.
Yeah.
So, in fact, I brought it, budget season prep, that was one of the ones I attended. But one of the things that came up about is knowing on our insurance policy, is there, how many hurricanes does our insurance cover per calendar year? Or like, how does it work? Do we know?
There could be 10.
Yeah, but
Okay, so there's no limit to
No.
number of hurricanes per year.
I
Okay.
hope not, God.
And the
You know,
deductible, does the deductible apply to per hurricane or is it
Per
calendar?
hurricane.
It's per hurricane.
For instance.
And there's no limit, okay.
Well, no, there's no limit, but that's a good question. It'd be interesting to see well, I mean, first of all, our insurance is for $92 million worth of damage,
Right.
which to me would be, there would be nothing here,
Right, yeah.
which to me would be theoretically
And our
impossible.
deductible is,
Our deductible is 10,000. I mean,
10%.
no, 10%. No,
10%, yeah.
so it's up to 9 million.
yeah,
So 9 million per hurricane or per incident,
Pretty much, yeah.
okay.
so
Not
it would
that
have
that
to
would
be,
ever happen,
it
I'm
would have
just-
to be
Yeah.
mega damage to get
Oh,
a collection. from it.
Okay.
Nobody here to collect it.
Yeah,
He doesn't live on premises.
Yes, no, that's right.
yeah.
We could put him on the roof. He's above
That's right,
the water
that's
level.
right.
Buy him up there after a hurricane.
That's where he belongs.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay. Any other questions about by the way, I just thought about something. Wasn't there some talk at one time at one of the meetings about trying to do various insurance companies to layer the insurance policies?
Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, it's interesting. It sounded like a pretty good sales job when it was done.
Okay,
And I have subsequently talked to to Joe Thompson about it. And he said, well, about what we can anticipate next year. And he said, well, we really don't know right now. And I said, well, we'll be working with layered insurance, won't we, to possibly bring it down? And he said, well, potentially layered insurance with several different companies could raise the price. So I said, we'll want an option, and I'll be working with the treasurers, and assistant treasurer, when they start talking.
That's the tier, is that the tier?
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, no one gives any price much before 30 days before it's due, which is March 7th.
No.
Some anticipations they'll do some anticipations in November or so. So we'll be looking at it at that time.
How
That's
could it
what.
be more? I mean, he really was selling.
I
He
know he
was,
was.
he was, yeah.
I know it was.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't say it could be more. He inferred it could be more. I
Yeah.
just didn't like the inference and I told him
Right.
so. I didn't, I told him.
Okay.
so.
So,
Have we ever had tiered insurance?
Well, in a way, we kind of do now.
Mhm.
I mean, and the reason for tiered insurance probably would, all right, there's only two companies that would bid
Yeah,
us this
that's
year,
the
all
problem.
right? Hawthorne and American Coastal. And Hawthorne was higher, number one, and American Coastal was the only one backed by state funds. So if they go bankrupt, the state would be behind them. Should the state have any money? Who knows? But there's some concern about the financial stability of any of the insurance companies that are writing big policies.
Yeah.
And so for, right now, we're buying from American Coastal, but they're probably buying secondary insurance to cover them
the reinsurance.
from somebody else. So that in fact, it's layered. Layered itself would be some from American Coastal, some from Hawthorne, some from somebody else. So,
All right,
yeah,
well,
but
that
at
looks like there's a
92
place to
million,
get your
no,
money back.
at 92 million,
Yeah.
but at 92 million with the age of our buildings, nobody wants to bid. We're very fortunate to get AMC.
All right. Anyway, any other question related to the budget items here? I guess?
Is there any value to trying to change the insurance date so it matches the calendar year, like the budget and everything else?
I asked that, and I guess it would be feasible, but you can't buy a portion. In other words, you can't buy 15 months. We would probably want to buy 15 months to
Right.
bring it down, and you can't, they won't sell it that way. The contract isn't, no one offers it that way.
Well, from an accounting
It's a good
standpoint-
reason, though.
From an accounting standpoint, it'd be easier.
Yeah, of course it would be.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's due in March now. I mean, so theoretically, you gotta collect it this year. You gotta pay last year.
No question.
Yeah,
I suspect they don't want to commit to somebody on a year, the insurance companies on any insurance. That would be my suspicions. I wouldn't, given how the changes in the hurricanes that come through here, I wouldn't want to do any more than a year anyway. So. Okay. All right, so we done with number 5 then, I guess,
Yeah.
Okay, all right, moving on. Okay, in terms of dates, okay, John and I talked about it. We'd like to meet on August 22nd.
that's typically when we work out the reserve.
Yeah.
The first meeting.
And then there would be another meeting on September 19th, which would be with all the committee requests and everything.
Yeah.
Where what we're gonna do there is put the rest of the budget together, I guess, for the most part.
August 22nd, September 19th.
Yeah. And there's probably gonna be another meeting in October. We just have to wait and see what's gonna happen, so keep that in mind, because we gotta have the stuff in by the 11th of October for the board pre-session, I guess we're gonna call it.
Yeah, you have to give them a budget for their workshop on Tuesday, October 11th. So you might want to meet on the 10th or something
Or
like
even
that
the
to
30th,
finalize
yeah,
it.
so, okay,
I can tell you, both of those days are travel days for me. I will not be on Zoom.
okay,
And I won't be here.
okay, good, that'll work.
Should be
Yeah.
pretty finalized.
Yeah.
Last time, like October 11th meeting, it was just
Well,
finalized.
I'm talking about the August and the September date.
Okay,
Oh,
all right, okay.
you're gonna be gone then too.
Those 2 dates.
Well, who gives you the authority to leave for all that?
Well, you didn't give me the schedule.
Yeah.
Gotta have fun with the meeting.
Oh, he's always got the computer, so you can join us that way if you'd like.
Well, I say I.
Well, he
I'll
is
be
gonna just by
traveling.
Zoom,
I'm
yeah,
not gonna be able
yeah,
to.
we could do it with Zoom. So, okay, great,
They both have to be travel days.
okay, all right. Okay, so I guess that's it, okay, for number 6. Any committee comments?
When do you request the individual committees to submit
That,
They have to have it in for the 19th.
the
Of
day
September.
of? the-
well,
Oh,
actually.
yeah,
about
no,
a
I get them
Probably a week before
The
that.
week before.
and everybody gets a copy
And
of
do
them.
you look at it beforehand to kind of
Yeah.
Or is it standard stuff that they're?
Now I just take it and never, don't take a look. Of course,
Yeah.
yeah, I review them, yes.
Yeah, because,
Okay.
yeah, 'cause
I
sometimes,
do have a question, since I'm brand new here.
Yeah.
I don't know what the process is.
Yes, I'm kind of picking at it too.
All right, here's the process, unless Tom wants to say it.
no, you can say it,
All
John.
right, the next meeting, we're gonna talk reserves and try to develop the reserve budget. That's going to devote all to reserves. What the monies we have in the bank, and you'll take a look at my proposed 20-year plans, things like that, okay?
Okay.
The next meeting after that, we work on the operating, and that means that every committee, the landscape committee, the building committee, the pool committee, on and on and on, submit budgets for theirs, and we take a review. So you'll take their requests along, and I do the administrative budget, and you take a look at what that is, and you play with it, you see, actually, I was taught zero-based budgeting. So, when I bring in administration, I'm gonna have a reason for every figure there. And it shouldn't be too much higher, it shouldn't be too much lower. And the committees do kind of the same way.
And do those papers go out in advance of the meetings?
Yeah, you, just like, everything you'll have in hand, you don't walk in unless somebody got delayed or something of that nature. But yes, I make them do the first week. The committee has to be at the end of the first week of September. So there's time for me to review them and send them to you.
Can I ask, the reserve budget meeting, can you, for informational purposes, can you kind of do an explanation of how the whole reserve thing works?
Absolutely.
I've attended seminars and,
Yeah.
But like, how does that apply to us and which method are we using?
Sure.
How the whole reserve
We're
thing is
using a line
derived.
message, but we pool, so we'll go
You don't
into
have to do it
that
today,
time.
but I mean,
Yeah.
if you could put something together,
Absolutely.
like a little educational session,
Sure,
that would be
absolutely.
helpful.
When you do that, because that's been on my mind,
That's,
do you change the numbers from year to year? You
Oh,
look
yeah.
at-
Oh,
you
yeah.
look at
Oh,
the
yeah.
numbers, the cost of putting on roofs or the cost of
Right,
this.
yeah.
In other words, let's take roofs. Roofs are now 9 and 10 years away. Last year, they were 7 and 8 years away.
Right.
And we need to collect it so much to get to the number.
Right.
So there'll be money that's been put in this year that'll be
Right, I
calculated
understand
in
that.
next year's.
But I'm talking about when you reach the required number.
Yeah.
You're looking at what current replacement value is and things like that
Yeah.
on an annual basis.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the number of years you're looking at is,
Yeah, it's
because
all.
that could
listed.
change,
It's
right?
all, oh, yeah.
It's
Oh, we
some-
do
yeah.
change it.
Well, I mean, it changes because it's a year later, but I mean the total number.
No, but I mean, see, you look at the roads, I mean, we may have had 17 years on the roads at one time, and you come back next year and it's got 19. I mean, just because you look at the roads and they're not deteriorating and they got more life in them.
Okay, that's.
So
what I
it's,
was trying to
it's an
understand.
analysis.
I thought
Yeah.
that must be,
Yeah.
but I guess.
Same thing with, let's say, building, painting and things
Yeah.
like that. you know,
I mean,
so-
like, we're already over in building painting because they still look good because we've been maintaining them with the, the sprays and everything else.
John, if we've got, say, 100,000 for the roofs and every year for 10 years, we collect 10,000, but if it's 200,000 for roofs now, do we add to that number every year? Like we have to up it? I think
That's
that's what
the
you're
question I
thinking.
asked. That's the answer.
That's what we'll
Michelle.
do. That's
We
what I have to
do,
but yeah.
okay, I've always seen it, I guess I haven't noticed us doing that, because I've only looked at the smaller
Yeah,
numbers.
no, and I'll have the new calculations,
Great,
proposed calculations for you, let's put it that way.
Any owner comments? Okay. All right, so I guess do motion for adjournment, anyone for that? Okay, Bob, motion for adjournment. Any seconds? Okay, Nancy, seconds, so.
When'd you get into town?
Last night,
Oh, okay.
I'm driving each day.
Yes, no more flying?
No, it's just the insurance companies are giving me trouble for flying, just like they give you trouble for HOA. Because
Really?
of My age.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He has his own plane.
Yeah,
Don't
I
want me
remember that.
running into any school buildings.
Hey, the cars too, my daughter's an agent and,
You can fly till you're 70 or 80.
Uh-huh.
You can drive a car till you're 100.
yes, but you still pay for it over
No,
75.
I don't think they raise the rates on car insurers, but they do raise the rates on
like,
pilots they go up 300% per year.
Whoa.
Until you say, oh,
uncle.
Are you private or
and
commercial?
I've said, uncle, no,
Private?
Private planes.
private pilots are getting, they don't want anyone over 70.
So instead of,
And most of the passengers in airplanes would agree with it.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. I would.
yeah. So instead of 6.5, 7 hours, come down here, it takes you 2 days.
Minimum. I can't do the 12 hours times 2 every trip. I'm
Yeah.
starting to look for volunteers to go with me. And I pay expenses and a beautiful dinner.
Oh, really? Which way are you going this time? Maybe I'll
Where
take
you
you up on
going?
that.
There we go. Now, if I have any volunteers, I'll
You
give
got
them
it.
my phone number.
Great way to get hours.
Okay, I guess we adjourned, guys, and thank you very much.
One quick comment. Don't let anybody fall in a pond.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, I
that's
heard
right.
that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
yeah.
Oh, my God.
What happened?
The
alligators
A
in
lady down in
Inglewood,
Boca
the alligator
Raton.
killed her.
You ever play that course, Chris?
Years
They don't
ago,
know yet.
yes.
Yeah,
They
there's a
don't
lot of
they don't
alligators.
know yet. They got to
Anyway,
do an
lady went
autopsy.
for a
I
walk
think
out
she might have
behind
been
her
dead
house, she
before
fell in the
before
lake
the
and
gator
two
left her.
alligators ate her.
I don't know. I don't know how you could tell. I mean, supposedly they think she might have been dead before,
Because she might have.
but
you know.
so now you do an
Someone
autopsy.
just
But how would you tell?
Murdered her and threw her in the
How would
pond.
you tell? I mean,
But you could tell if you didn't hear any screams, I guess.
yeah.